So, yo, bro, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you.
How long has it been?
Maybe 15 years.
How long have we known each other?
Oh, since primary school. You know, like, class 1, grade 1, grade 2, Richard school.
Exactly, exactly.
I remember, all the girls used to follow you around.
But I don't know if my wife wants to hear that, man.
Well,
maybe it's a good thing she hears it.
I hope they stop following
I think it's a good thing she hears it. So
then it was okay, but now...
it's incentive. to behave properly. We're here with Yaw's uncle, who just works up the street in Howard. Right. So yeah, it's really good to see you, and I hope we're not strangers for a long time.
No.
But the world's a strange place now.
Yeah.
And many people are going through different things that they don't even talk about.
Yeah.
What do you want to share with people like us, people different from us, who are going through struggles in their marriage, in their finances, with their careers, with health, in general, their faith, lack of faith, no faith? What do you want to say?
Oh, wow. Well, it is what it is, right? I mean, we live in a fallen world, we live in a broken world, especially if you have a biblical worldview, that's what you believe. And but one thing I've found which helps irrespective of what you're going through is purpose. That purpose. Each of us has a specific God-given purpose, and we need to find it. And when we do, irrespective of what we're going through, whether you are blind like Stevie Wonder, he doesn't behave like a blind man. He's not a beggar, all right? Or you have no hands, no limbs. No matter what it is you're going through, a sense of purpose keeps you going. Those who read scripture, for example, look at the example of Jesus. The Bible says that, look unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross. So when we or Luther King, who traveled 6 million miles in his time, got stopped several times, got jailed several times, but he said, I have a dream. That dream keeps you going. That is irrespective of what you go through. All right. So having that dream, having that sense of purpose is key. And what is a dream? A dream is basically a blueprint of your purpose and potential. That's what it is. And so what I want to encourage people is, whatever it takes, however long it takes, discover that purpose. Why am I here? It's key. And when you do, irrespective of what you go through in life, high times, low times, it keeps you going. Who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, the scripture says. So someone may ask, so how do I find that purpose? How do I, I don't know whether I read Warren's book, Purpose Driven Life, but there's an acronym he uses in that book, Find Your Shape. Because everything in life is shaped according to its purpose. This is shaped this way because of its purpose. It's a tumbler. You're going to drink from it, so it has to be able to hold water. All right. Everything is shaped. This is not shaped like this. It's different. All right. This is used for cutting. This is not. When this cuts you, it stops being what is used. It's designed for. Exactly. All right. So in the same way, we all have been shaped by our Creator. All right. And shape is an acronym. S stands for your spiritual gifts. H is your heartfelt passions. A is your abilities or your talents. P is your personality, and we're all very different personalities. E is the experiences you've been through. All of these things shape you. Right? Now, just to give you an idea how important knowing your shape is, get a fish and put it on this table. It just goes flop. This is such a stupid animal.
Exactly. What is it
doing? All right. But that's because it's been shaped not for this environment. Put that same fish in a body of water and see if you can catch it. That's right. So there are some of us that are being labeled slow, stupid, retarded, or whatever it is, and that may just be because we have not discovered our shape and the kind of environment in which we will thrive. All right. So find those spiritual gifts, find those passions. Your passion is always a clue to your purpose. You find those talents, find your personality. Don't try to be like someone else, and see how all these experiences that you've also been through in life have prepared you to become that specific person that God has called.
Now, Dr. Perbi, I get to call you Yaw because I've known you since you were a boy. Let's bring it closer to home. people don't just stumble into their faith.
Yeah.
And we talked a few moments ago, if you don't mind sharing, I think this is critical because even if this touches one person or 100 people, I don't know. It's all about transformation. You had a transformative moment 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing what that did for you?
Sure, absolutely. You know, all along I had an idea what my shape was. How did I know?
And I mean specifically what happened on your
yes,
trip.
Exactly. I knew from my passions and giftings and all of that, spiritual gifts, that I was called to be a preacher. I was called to be someone who raises younger leaders.
But you studied to be a medical doctor. Let me just say that for the record.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I went through med school, started practicing medicine, and so I was working with the United Nations in Côte d'Ivoire, keeping peace as a doctor to the UN peacekeeping troops. And one day I was traveling from the middle of the country to the south and got involved in an accident, very fatal accident. And just to summarize it, there were 3 of us in the car, the other 2 died. You know, when someone just ran into us, and for me that was a defining.
You witnessed the death of
absolutely,
one
and may they rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yes, my colleague doctor died on the spot, and my other colleague died a couple of weeks later after he had become quadriplegic. But you see, that did something to me. That told me that God had spared me for a purpose, and for a purpose beyond medicine. That was my conclusion. Particularly when I saw my colleague die like that. He was specializing in anesthesia. I was a general practitioner. So if it was about economic value, he should have lived, I should have died. But I knew that God had spared me for a purpose beyond medicine. You know, so that is to say, we can have those huge big bang moments. You know, like Paul on the road to Damascus. That was his big bang moment. On my road to Abidjan, I had my big bang moment.
The road to Abidjan.
That's right.
Oh, gosh.
So if you look at shape, that would be the E in your shape. That experience helped me to define what my purpose is.
And you haven't been the same since then?
I haven't been the same since then.
How so? What changed?
I knew that I was living on borrowed time. And so I could not play around. I could not go chasing after things that will not matter. Actually, let me tell you this. When you come to the crossroads between life and death, you see what really matters and what doesn't.
In that split second.
In that split second. And for example, we were in military uniform.
With your blue UN.
I have my 3 stats as a captain, blue beret and everything. We're in military uniform. I mean, even the rebels would salute and let us pass because they'll see a UN sign and all.
And this was in the UN, the Algerian conflict.
That's right. Death did not salute. I get you think. Death did not salute.
It was democratic.
So UN didn't matter. Being in camouflage, power didn't matter. We had cash in our pockets. Not credit cards. You hard cash. We couldn't bribe death. You get what I'm saying? I mean, so when you come to that point between life and death, you realize that the most important things in life, and unfortunately not the things we spend most of our time,
the nice car, the nice house, the nice clothes.
Because when it matters most, all that matters is your personal relationship with God and your purpose. So since then, there are 2 questions I always challenge people. Number 1 is, where am I going when I die? Because we need to think about that question. Because that, when the moment comes between life and death, it's too late to think about that. My colleague, the doctor, did not even have the chance to think about that. He died on the spot. Well, the driver had a couple of weeks to live, you know, so he was fortunate. But who knows, all right? Actually, there's a joke that people who want to find the Lord at the 11th hour usually die at 10:30. You know, but that's just to say it's an important question to think about.
Yeah.
The other question, so the first question is, where am I going from here? But the other question is, what convincing reason can I give God to keep me alive?
Why?
Why? Exactly. Really? Because he said, oh, you know, I haven't done my wedding yet, so keep me alive. Or, you know, I really wanted to earn $1 million, so keep me alive. There must be. Doesn't matter to anybody that you are alive.
Doesn't matter who are you. We're all indispensable.
Doesn't matter.
We're all indispensable.
Exactly. So it must matter to somebody that you're alive. Let us find a specific God-given purpose and live it. That's our life.
Now, in conclusion, what would you say to folks who are not believers, who are probably atheists or of different faiths, you know? What's sort of the interfaith or non-faith message?
I believe whether you're faith or not, you still have a purpose. And you still need to discover it. Because otherwise, nothing matters.
And find the purpose, how does one do that?
Just look at your shape.
Look at your shape.
Because your shape is a clue to your purpose.
Wow. Final words. Final words.
Find your purpose, live life to the max. There's only one life to live, and give it your best shot. Life is not a rehearsal.
It's not a rehearsal. This is it.
This is it.
You're not getting out of here alive. That's Les Brown said.
No, take two.
This is it.
This is it.
Well, from Busboys and Poets, you heard it. With my man, Dr. Yaw Perbi, and with the big uncle. Final words, uncle. What would you add?
Wonderful morning of fellowship.
Amen. Amen. Give thanks and keep on pushing.